Inland Sports.
But you can bet at California Baptist, the basketball teams are hard at work getting ready for a very fun and interesting schedule coming up this year. Joining us live, Rick Croy, the head basketball coach for the men's side for the Lancers. And Coach Croy, I wanted to bring you on to talk about a bunch of different things. But, man, that non-conference schedule looks so good, so competitive. What do you think about that non-conference schedule as you try to, get your team ready for hopefully a March Madness run at the end of the year?
Yeah, well, Pep, thanks for having me. And we are definitely excited about the schedule. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got a great home opener, Long Beach State, November 7th. A couple Big West opponents. Great Pac-12 road game at Washington. And then some unbelievable competition in Orange County in a multi-team event. We open up against Minnesota. So it's chock full of great competition. I think our fans are really going to enjoy it, and our group's excited about it.
Coach, when you build that non-conference schedule, obviously you want to play good teams. Maybe you want to go into some hostile environments. Is it all to kind of prepare your guys so they've seen everything before they get to Western Athletic Conference play?
Yeah, I think your schedule, you try and align it with where you're at in the journey. And that's what we've tried to do. It's our time. We're eligible. We've got a great group of returners. We think we had a great recruiting class. Right now, we're trying to put it all together in these early stages of our summer work. And then we know we got a lot of work in front of us, but I think the schedule fits our group. I think we've got solid maturity. We've got guys with some experience under their belt. So, it really depends where you're at. I think we've played some good schedules in the past couple of years based upon where we were at in the journey. And that's what I think this one is. I think it fits what our guys are ready for.
Coach, I know you always go into the season, with a lot of passion and excitement to be out there coaching and being around your guys. But this year, does it feel a little amped up, just a little bit more because you are eligible for the NCAA tournament? You can win a WAC tournament championship. You can go to the big dance. I mean, that's pretty exciting.
It is exciting. And I think our guys did a great job. And I think our university did a really good job of focusing on the positives. When we were in the transition, we weren't going to complain about anything. We weren't going to worry about anything outside of our control. And we really built a fan base. We did that with our student body. We did that in the community. We've worked hard at it. We've stayed at the task. We're really proud of, the fan base that's been built here in Riverside and in the Inland Empire. And we're excited to represent. We know it is different, and it's exciting, and it's hard to believe it's here, but the guys are gearing up.
Coach, let's talk about your returning players real quick. Obviously, the Armstrong brothers and Taron Armstrong, who is one of the top freshmen in the entire country, period. Talk about your returning guys and all that wealth of experience that they're going to have as you make that push again for a WAC championship and going on to the big dance.
Yeah, some exciting players with great experience, both in our program and in the WAC. Taz, Taron Armstrong, we call him Taz, pass first point guard, elite competitor, was freshman of the year in the WAC. And even though he's only got 1 year of experience under his belt, he kind of went through everything last year. He played so well at the beginning, garnered a ton of national attention, and then out of nowhere gets hit with mono. And that took him out for, 5-6 weeks. And when he came back, we had to throw him right back into the fire. So he's a very experienced sophomore. You mentioned his brother, Trey. Trey's a fourth-year player for us, has great leadership qualities, can really shoot the basketball. So we've got some really good experience in the backcourt. Scotty Washington's an exciting player out of St. John Bosco. He redshirted last year. Can really score the ball. I think our fans are going to love watching him play. He's going to be a great Lancer for years to come. Reed Nottage, who had a tremendous sophomore season. And then last year got knocked off balance a bit with some injuries, battled a number of different injuries, and we're expecting great things from him this year. Jelani Stone came out of nowhere last year and really fun to coach. Very, very, very coachable player. very detailed in his work, and he's continues to improve almost daily. Keanu Rasmussen's another guy that redshirted last year. Malik Wade out of Brazil. He, a lot like Reed, battled injuries last year. Backed up Gorjak Gak as a freshman, got some great experience, and then last year was a tough go for him. So, you hope to, in this day and age in college basketball, we've always kind of been a hybrid. We got guys with continuity coming back, and then you have to add to your roster in real time. And in this day in 2022, that means the portal, and we think we got a great class, a group that really fits our university, and guys that want to win. They really put a huge emphasis and priority on winning, and they're demonstrating that every day. They're hard at work, and we got a lot of work to do to gel as a unit, and we've got some time, but we also can't waste it. We know every day we're in the gym matters, and it's a fun group to coach.
Coach Croy, when you go out there, and whether you're getting incoming freshmen or maybe you're getting some transfers through the portal, I'm sure when you talk to these guys about joining CBU, it must be exciting to say, hey, you could be the very first team to get CBU, a conference championship, or to, the March Madness. Like, there's going to be a first team. It's going to happen. You guys could be the first one. Is that, part of the conversation when you talk to some of these guys?
It is, and I think it's a unique position to be in where, this is our 10th year here as a coaching staff. So we have a culture, we have a winning tradition, but at the same time, there's these new opportunities that are available, that are on the board, that haven't been done yet. So that's kind of a unique combination there. And we do recruit to that. We want guys that are excited about that challenge and lean into it. And we believe, again, we accomplished that with this class. And now it comes down to doing the hard work together. And, I think having a mature group with a lot of college basketball reps under their belt, they understand how tough it's going to be. It's the WAC has improved significantly since we jumped in 18, 19. And I think it's improved every year. And I think this year will be the strongest it's ever been.
Well, finally, Coach, just looking at your team, I mean, when you were going over the returning players, you could build a pretty darn good starting five just with your returning players, and you bring in these new guys. Do you think you're going to have some hard decisions to make in terms of starting five and what that rotation might look like? Because it sounds like you're going to have a really deep team with a lot of great players.
Yeah, and I think what's been proven out over time in the best conferences, it takes depth, and you got to have a lot of guys pouring in, and certainly the guys will make. Guys will make our decisions difficult based upon what they put forward every single day with the consistency and their effort, attitude, coachability, execution, all those things. But I think our guys are very excited about the depth on our roster, the strength in numbers, the ability to really, step on the gas and go after this thing. We've had great players the last couple of years, but we have not really had depth in our program since our 1920 season. And we did have really strong depth that year, and it helped us tremendously. So our guys are excited about it, and they know ultimately, we got to find a way to keep getting better throughout the journey. And, you got to be ready when March comes around to fire. And your best chance to do that is going up against guys every single day, day in and day out in practice that can make you better.
Well, Coach, listen, I always appreciate your time. Love the schedule. Love the new guys coming in. Love the guys who are returning. I think it's going to be a really fun and maybe historic season for California Baptist this upcoming year. And Coach, I did want to say before I let you go, so my guilty pleasure is iced coffees. Love a good iced coffee. But I ran into you at a shaved ice place, and I think shaved ice might be your guilty pleasure at Bahama Bucks.
Bahama Bucks in Redlands, #1 shave ice in the IE. My goal is to make it back out there one more time before school starts on September 6th. So we'll see how there's a good 50% chance if I make it out there, you're there. So
there probably is. Coach, always appreciate the time. He's a man of the people out there enjoying his shaved ice amongst us. That is head coach Rick Croy from CBU. Thank you so much, Coach. Always appreciate it. You got it. That is Coach Croy here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.